Trump and Putin discuss end to Ukraine war trade. Putin calls talks very useful. Washington, Moscow, US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin held an official phone call to discuss the potential end of the war in Ukraine as well as trade issues. President Putin subsequently described the more than 2-hour conversation as rich in content, frank, and very useful. The call, initially scheduled for 10:00 a.m. local time, 9:00 p.m. Hanoi time on May 19th, was delayed until approximately 10:45 a.m. local time because President Trump had a prior call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. President Trump reportedly hoped to persuade the Russian president to agree to a 30-day unconditional ceasefire with Ukraine. However, a White House official told AFP that President Trump was tired and angry due to the slow progress in efforts to resolve the conflict. Before the phone call, President Trump stated in a Twitter post that the topics would be ending the bloodbath that is killing an average of over 5,000 Russian and Ukrainian soldiers each week and trade. He added, hopefully it will be an effective day. A ceasefire will happen, and this very violent war, a war that should never have happened, will end. God bless us all. The Russian news agency TASS quoted Dmitry Peskov, spokesman for Russian President Putin, as saying the phone call between the two leaders was organized based on the results of negotiations in Istanbul, Turkey. Meanwhile, Steve Whitworth, President Trump's special envoy and a key figure behind initiating the Ukraine peace process, had also previously expressed hope that the call would be very successful and could help resolve some deadlocks in the negotiations. On the Russian side, President Putin told reporters after the call that the conversation lasted over 2 hours. He called it a rich in content, frank, and very useful contact. The Russian leader thanked his American counterpart for U.S. involvement in resuming direct negotiations between Moscow and Kiev. Russia supports the end of hostilities, but it is necessary to develop the most effective paths towards peace, Putin stated